Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to some more Higurashi When They Cry. Keiichi speaking from experience here. Just hope that he talks about something, brings up memories that shouldn't exist, and give Rika hope in another miracle. Maybe.
どうして自分が殺人なんて貧乏くじを引かなくちゃならなかったのか、未練がましく自分を呪うんだ。そしてその時になってようやくシオンが本当に求めていたことに気がつくんだよ。それは叔父を殺すことじゃない。みんなと元の世界に戻ることだ。そしてそれは殺人を犯すことで台無しになってしまうんだよ。そしてお前が自分を呪うように、聡子も自分を呪うだろうな。自分が原因でシオンが殺人を犯す羽目になったと、ずっと後悔すると思う。第一、お前がいなくなったら、誰が聡子にカボチャを食わせるんだよ。誰が聡子と陰険なトラップの相談をするんだよ。
Wait, so Shion's part of that? Oh dear.
お前だろ。園崎シオンだろ。お前が本当に目指す世界には、お前が聡子の脇にいなければダメなんだよ。そこを間違えるな。聡子のためだと錯覚して、自ら取り返しのつかない間違いを犯すんじゃない。
そこまで言うなら、ケイちゃんは聡子を救う方法を何か提案できるんですか？できないでしょ。口先だけの綺麗事で私の邪魔立てをするな。だからそこをどいて殺す。私が今から殺しに行く。
Keiichi blocked her way by standing in front of the door. Shion gave him a hateful glare, but he just sent her back a confident smile. That doesn't look like a confident smile.
シオンを生かせるわけにはいかねえな。俺たちの望む世界はシオンが欠けたら成立しない。だから俺はお前を生かさないぞ。
ほう。ならケイちゃんは北条哲平をかばってるってわけですね。なら同罪だ。お前から先に頭を叩き割ってやる。ちょっとバカシオン、やめなよ。シオンさん、その椅子をどうするつもりですか？やめなさい。椅子を床に置きなさい。ケイちゃんがこの期に及んでまだ私が本気だって分かってないなら、マジで血見ます。謝んなくていいですから、とっととどきやがれってんです。
シオン、確かに今この瞬間俺はよりいい提案をできない。でもそれは今思いついてないだけのことだ。俺たちはきっと聡子を助けるもっとマシな方法を考え出す。絶対にだ。絶対に俺たちが聡子を救う。だからな、信じろ、仲間を。
仲間である聡子のために手を汚せない連中に聡子を仲間呼ばわりされたくないです。もう一度は言わない。そこをどきやがれ。
シオンこそ頭を冷やして考え直せ。俺たちはきっと聡子を救える。それを信じろ。だから短絡的な考えに走るんじゃない。仲間を信じろ。仲間呼ばわりされたくないってんなら俺を信じろ。前原圭一が必ず聡子を救う。だからそいつにかけてみろ。
黙れ無力。お前なんか信じられるか。お前にどうやって聡子が救えるというのか。シオン。
Shion threw the chair at Keiichi. It hit him hard, and the chair fell to the floor with a loud noise. But Keiichi was unfazed even after being struck. He just stood in front of the exit, without even covering his face. Wait, he wasn't unfazed. A trail of blood was pouring from his forehead, where the corner of a chair hurt him. Aww.
答えねえな。その程度で俺が道を譲ると思ったかよ。
So it's the end of the word Afrika hits her head, but having a chair throw at Keiichi? That's fine.
殺されたって俺はここをどかねえぞ。お前を生かせればシオンのいない世界になる。その世界ではいなくなったお前のことをずっと思って毎日うつむいている聡子がいるんだ。俺たちがどうやって慰めてもその場だけは元気そうにするがすぐにまたうつむいてしまう。そんな悲しい世界があるんだ。俺は聡子にそんな悲しい世界を見せたくない。俺たちが描く世界は昨日までがそうだったようにみんなで楽しく過ごして暴れて遊べるあの世界だ。もちろんおじの野郎なんかに二度と聡子を泣かすような真似はさせない。それがどういう方法なのか今この場では確かに思いついていない。でもそれは絶対に思いつく。絶対だ。だから俺を信じろ。
Shion wasn't yet convinced, but even so, she walked to the window and took her seat. Somebody rested her hand on Keiichi's shoulder. It was the principal. He'd been standing there and listening to him for a while.
校長先生。
よく耐えた。千恵先生、一部始終は聞かせてもらいましたぞ。
私が至らぬばかりに申し訳ありません。
昨日の今日の出来事ではあるが、わしももはや猶予のならない事態だと思っておる。しかるべきところへすぐに連絡するべきであろう。
でも校長先生、児童相談所には過去にも相談したことがあって。どうせ助けてなんかくれませんよ。他力本願もいいとこです。
Shion raised her voice. The principal looked at Shion and started talking.
園崎紫音君、私は言葉の中で最も憎むべきものがあるのを知っている。それが何かわかるかね。今君が言ったどうせという言葉だ。どうせという言葉は戦いもせず負けを認める最も醜い言葉だ。その言葉を口にしたときすでに戦いには負けておるのである。
私も校長先生の意見に賛成。どんな策があるにせよ頼るべき順序があると思うの。生活相談所に相談するのは多分一番最初にするべきことなんだと思う。それでダメなら2番目の手3番目の手を考えればいい。試しもしないうちから諦めるのは私は見殺しにするのと何も変わらないと思うから。
校長、もちろん通報するからには絶対聡子を助けてもらえるように言い含めてくれるんですよね。
無論だ。北条君はわしの可愛い教え子である。
Yeah, but in terms of, like severity, they can show the fact that, the aunt died, the brother disappeared, and the uncle went into hiding for a year. So yeah, pretty sure that family situation was quite tense.
きっと助けてもらえるようわしにできる最善を尽くす。
児童相談所は迅速ですから今から通報すればきっと今夜にはもう動いてくれるでしょう。それで 聡子が救われればいいんだけど、もしもまた様子見なんてことになったら。
それがダメだったら次の手を考えようよ。私たちが諦めない限り絶対に聡子ちゃんを救えるんだから。
いつまでも綺麗事を言っててください。そうしてのんびりしてるうちに聡子は癒しようのない心の傷を負うんです。見殺しにしてるのはどっちなんですよ。
シオン、
What about Rika? Yes, she's not gonna speak up.
俺はさっき約束したからな。俺たちは絶対に聡子を救う。それもお前みたいに差し違えてでもなんて話じゃない。聡子が本当に幸せになれるような最高の形で救い出してみせる。見てろ、絶対だからな。前原圭一が絶対と言ったらそれは絶対なんだ。
Shion stared out the window without looking at Keiichi's face.
園崎家の方でこの後のことは確認するよ。分かったらみんなに電話するよ。
それで無事解決すれば最高だからな。
もちろん楽観はできないね。様子見になる可能性が一番高いね。そうなったらどうする？
その時はくそ。
知恵先生、職員室に行きましょうぞ。早速電話をしましょう。
ええ、よく説明しないといけません。
Keiichi, Renner, and Mion got together and discussed their other options. Shion was looking down and crying. And Rika? Rika was just vaguely looking at them, as if staring at a boring TV drama. Nothing will change. The Child Consultation Center will put her case on hold. I've seen it so many times in previous lives. I almost hope that they will take her into custody, just this once. But I have no more coins left to gamble on a hope like that. In a previous life, Keiichi killed Satoko's uncle, but Shion was not there when that happened. When she is, I suppose she's the one who takes on that role. Their pathetic hopes will be crushed by tomorrow morning. The social worker will be at her house tonight, but Satoko will deny that she's being abused. Her uncle will assume that she was the one who called the service, and he'll abuse her even more. She will come to school tomorrow because he doesn't want the Child Consultation Center to be suspicious of him. We will feel more and more hopeless when we see the dead look in Satoko's eyes. I've been living for more than 100 years, but I've never defeated this fate. The fate of her uncle's return. I was blessed with so much luck, and I thought I could defeat it this time. But in the end, it all came down to the same thing. It was a waste of energy to put in any effort. It was worthless. All worthless. The more I thought about this inescapable fate, the more I pitied these people for talking endlessly about how they were going to save Satoko. Wet blanket. Teppei returned to Hinamizawa to escape some trouble. He'd have to stay there for the rest of summer, perhaps the whole year, and see what happened. For him, the house in Hinamizawa was like a rather dull hiding place. His lover, Rina, had suddenly disappeared. Rumors told him that she was involved in some dangerous deal, Some sources even told him that she had already been caught and killed. Everyone he knew was aware that Rina was living with him. Everyone also assumed that he knew everything about what Rina did. They were convinced that he got money by tricking her into doing something. As a result, some dangerous men came after him. That made it difficult for him to stay in Okinomiya. More than anything, it pissed him off to find out that Rina was cooking up something behind his back with some other guys. Hinamizawa was about the only place he could go. He couldn't go back to the house where he used to live with his wife, as it had been abandoned since he moved into Sadako's house. Besides, he didn't even have the key to his old place. But if he went to Sadako's house, she should still be there, and she could clean and cook for him too. Teppei didn't know how to cook or clean, and he certainly wasn't thinking of learning. Rina had often been rebellious towards Teppei. He had often said that he wanted to be with someone more loyal, like a pet. For Teppei, Sadako was exactly what he wanted. As Sadako was still a little kid, she can't satisfy him sexually. But he can at least make her wash his back in the bath. Sadako's dead mother used to be a pretty woman. Sadako might grow up to be a pretty lady herself in about 4 to 5 years. Teppei headed back to Hinamizawa with those indecent thoughts in his head. The house was locked, so he assumed that she was at the market for grocery shopping. He found her at the store and dragged her back home. However, the house was full of dust. She'd been living at her friend's house for the past year, and the house had been abandoned. Teppei exploded in anger. He told her that it was her responsibility to keep the house in order. He beat her and kicked her down to the floor. Eventually, Sadako's expression returned to what he remembered from 1982. Sadako started obeying him immediately and cleaned up the house. A new place to hide with a new girl. His new life was starting out pretty good. Teppei called his buddies to show off his new beginning and ended up playing mahjong with them. He bragged about his new pet and made her serve him food and drinks. He told her to walk on all fours like a real pet. She refused, but she obeyed immediately when he tried to hit her. Everyone was laughing, and they were all jealous of him. Teppei felt really good about himself. However, someone arrived to interrupt this perfect life.
私、ひなみざわ文庫教諭の千恵と申します。北条聡子さんはいらっしゃいますか?
He thought someone was at his door to sell insurance or something, but it was a school teacher.
ああ、なんじゃよ踊れ。なんで踊りに聡子合わせにゃならんね。
今日、北条さんが学校をお休みしましたけれど、連絡がなかったもので、何かあったのかと思いお伺いさせていただきました。
ああ、学校？
はい、聡子ちゃんはいますか？ちょっとお話ししたいことがあるのですが。
ああ、風邪なんね。そうそう。聡子は風邪で熱出しとるんですわ。
プリントとかをお渡ししたいので、ちょっとだけお話しすることはできませんか？
ドアホ、踊れ話聞いてなかったんかい。聡子は風邪じゃ。うねっとるね。それ合わせられるかいバカ。
A pity that it's set before the age of like smartphones, so she can't just record all of this and all easily. This was going to cause some problems, Teppei realized. Sadako was just a pet for him, and he had no intention of sending her to school. But her teacher had shown up to his house just because she missed one day. This wasn't good. Teppei hates schools, and he really hates teachers.
そうですか。明日は登校できそうですか？
知るかいな、そんなもん。明日になって見なきゃわからんわ。このクソボケ。
そうですか。わかりました。では、聡子ちゃんによろしくお伝えください。失礼します。
He was able to get rid of the teacher, but it would create more problems if he didn't send Sadako to school tomorrow. Teppei didn't need even more trouble in his place. place, not plate, okay. That meant he couldn't beat up Sadako like he wanted to. Violence was the only way he knew how to communicate. With that out of the picture, it was pretty difficult. It was very difficult for him. He wanted to beat up Sadako, without lead of evidence on her body. If that happened, he wouldn't be able to send her to school. And if she didn't go to school, the teacher would show up at his doorstep again. Shit. On top of all that, the Child Consultation Center paid a visit to his house that night. The teacher must have filed a report. That bitch, Teppei thought. Next time I will beat her in the face so hard she'll need plastic surgery. Since Sadako was afraid of him, she pretended she really was sick when the social worker visited. It was so easy for Teppei to control her. He considered Sadako to be a convenient pet, but at the same time, he'd need to be careful of the consultation center. It's just as horrible as ever. Perhaps worse. My brother, I'm guessing. Keiichi.
ちくしょう、佐藤のバカ。
まあ、多分そうだろうとは思ったんだけどね。
Mion called me in the middle of the night. The social winter went to Sadako's house tonight after getting a call from the school. They had a talk with Sadako and her uncle. He told them that Sadako didn't go to school today because of a cold. He also claimed he didn't call the school because he didn't have the number. He explained that he spoke with Chi-sensei politely and that she just misunderstood his behavior. Sadako didn't really talk, but she never denied what her uncle was saying.
で、佐藤も一緒に虐待なんかありません。助けなんか必要ありませんって答えたわけか。
Yeah. The only solution I can really think of that would solve everything is if Satoshi shows back up. I literally cannot think of anything else at the moment.
うん。サトコは、サトシがいなくなったのは、自分に耐える力がなくて兄に甘えすぎたせいだとずっと後悔していた。だから、
誰の助けも借りずに耐え忍ぶことが1年前の自分への罪滅ぼしになるなんて思ってるってのか。くそバカが。
保護司の人の所見では少なくともサトコに目立つ外傷は見当たらなかったから、緊急性の高い虐待を受けているようには見えなかったって。聞き取りの結果、衣食は与えられてるようだし、寝る場所もあったし。
そんなのは当たり前じゃねえか。衣食も寝る場所もなくならないと虐待とは呼ばれないってのかよ。
まあ、そういうことらしいね。そういうケースでは、そもそも面会も拒否されるらしいから、面会できた時点で相談所は緊急性がないと判断したみたい。
シオンのやつ、がっくり来てただろ。
うん。サトコがサトシに義理立てして助けを求めないように、シオンもサトシに義理立てしてサトコを救おうと躍起になっているとこがあるから、短期を起こそうって気はとりあえずなくなったみたいだけど、がっくりしてるよ。
今この場で愚痴っても仕方ねえが、サトシは本当にどこに行っちまったんだよ。妹の危機だってのにどこに行っちまったんだ。
わからないとしか言えないよ。
そうだな。すまん。サトシが帰ってきてくれればサトシが解決してくれるだろうなんて、それこそシオンの言う通り他力本願の極みだぜ。誰かが助けに来てくれるのを期待するんじゃない。助けるんだ、俺たちが。
そうだね。私たちにできる努力をしないといけないよ。
しかし園崎家もさすがだな。今日訪問したばかりの保護司の見解をその場にはもうキャッチしてるってんだからさ。児童相談所の中にスパイがいるとしか思えないな。
まあまあ、そこは国家機密ということで。
ってことはその人は児童相談所の内部、もしくは相当詳しい人なんだろ。 情報をくれた人は今回の件どうするのがベストだとか助言はくれなかったか？
熱くならずにしばらく様子を見てみようって言われちゃったよ。
なんだよそりゃ。ミオン、お前聡子がどういう状況か話したんだろ？おじに監禁されていじめられてて学校にも通わせてもらえないのがどうして様子見なんだよ。
ケイちゃん、これは私が言ったんじゃないからね。その人が私に言ったことをそのまま言うんだから誤解しないでね。さ、確かに聡子が今日登校しなかったのは事実だけど、でも1日だよ。1週間や1ヶ月というならともかく、1日じゃ本当に風邪の可能性も否めないよ。
でも虐待されてるんだぞ。聡子の体や心に消せない傷が残るまで放置しろってのかよ。
待ってケイちゃん、そこなんだよ。私たちは去年の聡子がどういう状況にあったかよく知ってるから危機感を持ってるけど、実際昨日今日で聡子は何の虐待も受けていない。客観的に見て現時点で聡子が虐待を受けているとはとても言えないんだよ。
確かに殴られて青あざがあるとかそういうのはまだないかもしれないけど、時間の問題だろう。それにリカちゃんと2人で暮らしてるのを無理に家に連れ戻したのだって虐待とは言えないのかよ。
それは昨日私たちで話した時に出た通りだよ。親権者が子供を保護すること自体は自然だからさ、客観的に見て聡子が虐待を受けているとは言えないんだよ。
虐待が起こる前に食い止めなきゃしょうがねえじゃねえかよ。で、ミオンに怒鳴ることじゃねえな。すまん。
I knew that wasn't Mion's opinion, but it felt like she was telling me that, and I raised my voice. When I sensed her dismay, I quickly apologized.
私も去年の聡子がどういう仕打ちを受けていたかよく説明したんだけど、去年の通報も様子見で解決してるわけだしね。
去年の虐待を解決したのは4年目のたたりだろ。別に相談所が解決したわけじゃねえけどな。
でもとにかく去年の件を含めても相談所はそのくらいの危機感しか持ってないってこと。
Someone literally died last year, and another person went missing, and someone went into hiding for a year. Nah, there wasn't much urgency there, no.
私たちと相談所の温度差がどうも敵みたいなんだよ。
わかった。とにかく最初の手は打ったもんな。次の手はすぐに考えようぜ。明日は全員で会議しよう。俺たちは最強の部活メンバーだぞ。今までもっと条件の悪い戦いを遊びのようにくぐってきたさ。俺たちは絶対に聡子を救い出す。
Rika's already given up. As you spoke, I felt less angry about the decision that the Child Consultation Center made. It was something we expected anyway. I was being emotional for a while, but Mion wasn't taking it personally. She's usually a tough person, but I know she feels very weak when something like this happens. I have to be careful not to get too emotional with her. Our enemy was Tepe. I couldn't yell at my friends just because I was frustrated. I almost forgot something, but Mion is a girl. There's no way yelling at her without cause wouldn't hurt her. I think I have a tendency to lash out with my emotions sometimes. I definitely need to rein in that bad habit, especially during emergencies like this. All I could do by myself was probably the same thing that Shion was suggesting earlier. But I knew it wouldn't make Sadako happy. We club members are fearless, but the power I possess is the smallest among all of us. That's why I needed to communicate with them. If we united, we would be able to come up with a better plan. I couldn't think of a plan all by myself. 3 heads are better than 1. We would definitely figure something out.
じゃあ、私はこれからリカちゃんに電話するよ。ケイちゃんはレナに電話してくれないかな。
おう、わかったぜ。レナか。今日のあいつ、シオンと堂々やり合ってたな。
I want to hear Rika's point of view to it, though. Oh well.
それにいいことも言ってたぜ。土壇場で骨のあるやつだよな。
うん。レナは昔からここ一番では絶対に曲げないんだよ。でもいいことならケイちゃんも言ってたよ。ちょっとかっこよかったかもだね。
今更だがちょいと照れることを言っちまったように思うな。なんだか恥ずかしいぜ。
じゃあこれで切るね。レナもきっと連絡を待ってると思う。申し訳ないけどよろしく頼むね。
おう、リカちゃんの方にもよろしくな。誰もが辛いが、多分リカちゃんはもっともっと辛いと思う。
Rika-chan was looking at the ground with a depressed look on her face all day. My chest hurt just remembering it. Must be even more painful to look at Sadako. Mion hung up the phone. I also hung up, then called Rena. I think I wanted to here for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. And yeah, whatever your thoughts are. Till next time. See ya.